My name's Pete, and I'm a watch addict.
Okay, Pete.
I feel better already, AJ.
I'd just like to say we all listen, we don't judge.
Great.
How long's it been since your last time you bought a watch?
It's a couple of weeks.
That's good. Well done. It's been a couple of weeks since your last watch. That's very good. Very good. We listen and we don't judge.
You should now.
Hello, everybody. My name's AJ.
Hi, AJ.
I am a watch addict. That is why I'm in this Watch Addicts Anonymous show.
Is it anonymous? 'Cause
Well,
I've
you've said
told
their
him.
names now.
Okay.
It's been 1 week since the last time I bought a watch, and I feel great about it. So it begins, episode 1.
Is that the beginning?
This is the beginning, and so it begins.
Right. Okay, so welcome to the channel.
Yes, this is ChronoCast. This is, I think, what's going to be your weekly-ish dose of Watch Addicts Anonymous is what I'm calling it.
But it's a big group. We're the only ones that have to name ourselves.
The rest of you are anonymous.
You can be anonymous or join in the comments.
Yeah, so basically it's a chance for us to look at the new watches that we want to buy, unburden ourselves from our previous purchases, and come clean to the only people we can come clean to, because let's face it, your better half, you can't tell them that you've just bought a watch. You hide it. I've had this one for ages.
Yeah.
You sneak it in the house.
Yeah.
This is the only chance we get to talk about it.
The one thing at this point is there's always box and papers, but there's not. Hide.
How do you hide the box and papers? I'd just like to get that off our chest straight away. What do you do about them?
This is a bit of a reveal. Are we going to go into that?
Yeah, I just want to know how you...
Leave them at work.
All right, okay. Now, this is something I think we can all share in. When you buy a new watch, do you get it delivered to your house or to your workplace?
Again, only because this is a safe place to share. Work.
We listen and we don't judge. It's fine. I'd like to kick off the start of the show, Pete, with looking at what are you currently wearing, or as we like to call it, what you're wearing.
What you're wearing. AJ.
Yes.
I have the Longines Conquest.
Oh.
Okay. It's a bit of a dress watch. I guess some would say dress watch. For me, it's just a bit of everything. I can wear this with anything. It's the automatic. They do a quartz and an auto. Don't ask me the movement because I haven't actually researched the movement. I was like, I like that. I'm having that. It's a...
Can I just put a pin there and say, that's all you need when you want to buy a watch. Do you like how it looks?
Yeah.
Do you want it?
Yeah. It needed to be Swiss.
Okay.
It needed sapphire glass.
Yes, check.
I would love an exhibition window. It doesn't have one.
Oh,
that's okay.
Disappointing. Okay.
It's a slightly older version now. There's a new version that's got loom. This one, no loom.
No loom.
No loom.
Oh.
No, but
let the room.
Super reflective. So I have actually got a loom tester here. There you go.
Is that its official name, a loom tester?
Yeah. Let's highlight the loom. Let the room see the loom.
I just want to say,
there's nothing.
I don't know how well it comes across on camera. I can't tell yet, but
doesn't matter.
The thing I absolutely love about this particular Longines, and a lot of the Longines, to be fair, is just how they catch the light.
Yeah, it's incredible.
The dial's got that really lovely luster to it.
This model, without the loom, it doesn't matter because those battens are the same with or without the loom. The older version, this version, 41 or a 38.
Okay.
So reasonable size. Mil, I'm talking about, right?
Yes. Yeah.
31, 38 or 41.
Yeah.
But where's decent sized? Because the lug to lug's like nearly, what's it, 49?
What's really important to kind of state when we're talking about these watches right at the start is our own measurements.
Oh, yeah.
And much unlike when we measure other parts of the body, we actually have to be inch accurate here.
Yeah.
So you have an 8-inch wrist?
Just shy of 8. It wasn't a perfect measurement.
No.
When I was created, they didn't go, make that an 8.
Yes, okay.
So it's just shy of 8. So a little bit of a giant, so I can wear bigger, but it does rule me out from all of the nice smaller watches.
And ordinarily, I would say a 41 would probably be touch too small for an 8-inch wrist for you.
Yeah.
For a man's watch, or someone who likes a bigger watch, I would ordinarily say it's too small, but I think the lug to lug, like you say, is 49, which carries it really well. And the fact that it's steel bracelet as well, you get this kind of continuation.
Yeah.
So it looks a lot bigger.
It's the one thing I really love is the bracelet size doesn't shrink down.
Yeah. Let's bring your hand actually in this shot.
Have I wondered? Have I wondered? That's okay. So bracelet size all the way around.
Yeah.
Is chunky.
It's nice.
We've got a decent chunk
and
scale.
It's Longines. You're buying into real heritage there. They're one of the real kind of beautiful brands for their heritage.
Well, they're a sellout. They're part of a big group.
Yeah.
But if we're here because of what we love.
Yes.
I don't mind if it's been bought by a massive conglomerate.
Oh, no, I don't care. No.
It's still run in Switzerland.
Yeah.
It's Swiss-made watch. It's got a rich history. And I think Longines are probably one of the oldest. They can trace back through a library of all of the watch owners. Like, where did we sell this to? Oh,
I
it went
love
to that retailer.
Yeah.
Not many of the big watch brands have hundreds of years and it's still family owned. So yeah, okay, it's been bought by a big group, but rich history. I love that. And you're going to find with all the watch companies that have been going for years, how they moved through the times.
Okay.
I have not, no, but wait.
Thanks for asking,
I know I've done something. AJ,
yes,
that's me and it shouldn't all be about me. What about you?
I am.
Watchya Wearing.
Watchya Wearing is so good. I'm wearing the Doxa Sub 200.
Right, okay.
Yes.
Let the room be filled with loom.
Right. Can we put a little pin here, right here from the off? If this show is going to be filled with your cheesy puns, Watchya Wearing, let the room. If this is how it's going, I quit episode 1.
I thought this was a safe space.
Oh, we listen and we don't judge, don't we? Know the rules. Okay.
You can see why I'm doing it. AJ, you can tell me all about it. Let me.
All right, okay.
I've put some loom on, right? I'm going to remove some of the light. Look at that. Just a little touch on there.
Wow, that was good. Okay. Doxa. So it's going to be a dive watch. We all know this. It is. I was hunting after Doxas, especially the sub 200, because it's particularly affordable, and I've got a bank balance to think about. Beautifully made, Swiss-made divers. The sub 200 is a 42 mil case. It has a ETA 2824 in it. Yes, I remembered the movement, unlike you, Pete. And they come in a whole host of crazy and beautiful colours. This they call the white pearl or pearl white.
Okay.
It's particularly safe for them, but I didn't have a white watch, and I wanted a white watch in the collection. However,
it's a brave move. I mean, white. It's a brave move.
Yeah. So I'll get into my problems.
Okay.
After what I love about it, I love how it looks. I love the all white thing. I love the fact that it has this really domed sapphire. Look at that. It's a proper dome. And I'm a really big fan of that. I love it on the Tudors as well. They've got this really raised, domed sapphire.
Yeah.
Something I really like.
It means that when you're looking at the watch, almost level with yourself, you can still see into the dial. It's quite beautiful.
I just like the texture of it. I love how it feels. I'm a very kind of...
Do you know what? I've never really dived into the feels. Oh, yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. It's different.
Yes, yeah.
How do you get on with that, though? So from a nervous disposition of
worrying about doors.
I don't want to... Yeah, I just scuff that against something.
Yeah. I obviously, all my watches, I'm a little bit nervous of them. And I do have a thing of when I get up from my desk or wherever I'm sat, whatever, I do the old wrist cover.
Yeah.
Put my shirt cover over.
Oh, you
jacket.
have not only a sleeve but a guard.
It's not a sleeve. It's called a watch guard.
Right. Okay. Well, that's the thing.
Okay. So the problems I have with this, I love it. I love the weight of it. I love the size. I've got a 7-inch wrist, so it fits really well, wears really well for me.
I hung it over my wrist just then.
Yeah, slightly too small.
Yeah.
It's got a very short lug.
I think I've been ruled out.
Yeah. I can't remember exactly what the lug to lug is, but it's less than 48. I know that. So if for you, it will wear too narrow, I'm afraid. For a 7-inch or I'd say between a 6 and a 7, you'd get away with this. Now, my problem with it, you can get it on either a bracelet or the strap, like with most watches.
Yeah.
That's the standard.
Buy
thing.
it on the bracelet, go and buy a strap.
The kind of conventional wisdom is always buy the bracelet because it's got a higher resale value, and then you can always go buy the strap afterwards. And I was fighting with this in my head.
Yeah.
And then I listened to that conventional wisdom. The beads of rice bracelet it comes in is disgusting. Can I just say it?
Okay.
Specifically for the white, I don't know what it's like because they do like orange and like a turquoise blue and stuff. And I imagine the beads of rice bracelet that would look better.
Yeah.
On the white, it just looks a bit boring. So then I'm going, okay, I've got the beetle race bracelet. I'll go and buy the Doxa. It's like a Milanese textured rubber strap. It looks really beautiful. It's £240.
Ow. Okay.
From a small brand.
Wait a second. How much is it
the watch in
to
total?
Own one of these?
£1,000 the watch is.
Okay,
new.
so a quarter of the price of the watch is in the spare
rubber strap.
The spare rubber strap.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it does come with a buckle and hang. Wow. I mean, there's some brands that you don't. You have to buy the buckle and things separately. I think like Omega are bad for that. Yes, so I'm not spending a quarter of the watch's value to get a rubber strap for that watch from the brand. I'm sorry, that doesn't represent sense.
I hear you.
So I went to Archer Straps and was looking. Well, actually, I didn't go to Archer Straps originally.
This isn't the original strap.
That's not. That's from Archer Straps.
Okay, so
It's
I thought you were going to tell me you
I
enjoyed
found
it.
one on eBay or something.
Because this feels like a very premium strap.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's a very nice texture. The real problem with the Doxa Sub 200 specifically is that it's got a 19mm lug width.
Right, okay.
That's annoying.
Yeah.
Because there's not many straps you can get that are 19mm. Specifically, if I want a white rubber 19mm.
From the size point of view as well, having it on white makes it seem that little bit bigger. The continuation of it.
Yeah, it definitely does.
So a really smart move to find
Yeah,
the colour
yeah.
match.
It took me ages to find a white rubber and at 19mm because everything's either 18 or 22, like the conventional lug widths.
Yeah.
So it's a pet hate. I've got watches that don't have conventional lug widths. So I've come across a couple now. That one was particularly annoying. But anyway, I found it on Archer Straps. It was like 30 odd quid or something. And I think it fits it really well. I don't know what everyone else thinks, but I like it. So that's the end of that.
I like your watch choice. For me,
Yeah. Would you spend £1,000 on a Doxa?
100%.
Ooh.
If they did one in my size.
They do bigger ones. Not in the Sub 200 though. That's as big as that goes.
Yeah. It's the main issue I have. It's like wearing poorly fitted clothes.
But I will say, I know you like bright colours.
Yes,
and they do some amazing bright colours. A really luminous yellow, orange, like a teal or turquoisey colour, really punchy colours. So that you have that colour dial, the indices, the bezel, and the strap in that colour.
Yeah.
And I think if you're going really bright colour, you can get away with a slightly smaller case, especially if the strap is that. Because it's so bold.
I buy into it, but I think my out point is less than 41.
Yeah, fair enough.
But that's just for me. And that's not saying I don't like smaller watches.
That's a 42 then. Oh,
what?
Yeah, it's 42.
No.
It's just got a really short lug length, that's all. So it looks a bit smaller.
So therefore, it goes on to another issue that we need to share.
Well, yes, okay.
Don't make up stupid rules that you can't keep.
Yes. So more often in this watch collecting journey, we talk a lot about watches pretty much every day. And there's other watch friends we've got, and we talk about watches every day.
Yeah.
And you make up stupid rules for yourself. Like, I can't do a X, Y, Z.
I come up with them all the time.
And then you break them.
I'll give you a really old one that I started off with.
Yeah.
If you're going to collect, then they've got to be automatics.
It's a nonsense rule. There's some amazing quartz watches.
I've thrown it out now.
Yeah.
But I started off with it's got to be an automatic.
Yeah, it's
you
nonsense.
can't have quartz.
Especially if you like getting a chronograph, then there's kind of no real advantage in the automatic.
There is so many. We could almost do a whole show season just on
great quartz watches.
Things to get in the sea.
Oh, right.
Like stupid things. I came up with, don't do this.
I've
away.
I've had many. I can't wear watches under 40 mil. That's a lie.
Yeah.
I definitely can, and I definitely have now.
Yeah, well, I've just given a size one.
Yeah.
Had to get rid of it.
I hate NATO straps. Guess what? I bought some NATO straps and they're really cool.
So is it a case of like that's a 42 and I've gone, I couldn't wear anything that small. It would have to be a 41. And I go, well, this is 42, right?
Yeah.
Is it a case of she's a 12, but she stands up to we? Is it one of those where you go, no, I can't go over there.
Yeah.
She's a 12.
Yeah.
But what if I told you she stands up to we? You go, okay, maybe I will.
Well, that would actually put it into your favour.
Yeah, she's out of my league. And you go, yeah, but she stands up to me. You go, actually, I will.
Yeah, I reckon I could get that.
Yeah, she's a little bit rough, is she?
Just to remind you, on my hairy arm there, look at that, disgusting.
Yeah.
7-inch wrist, so that's how it kind of looks. That's how it'll wear and sit on a white rubber. Many rules I've made up and many rules I've broken. The most controversial of them that I held on to for a long time, a few years ago now, was that I hate Tudor. I didn't understand Tudor.
Yeah.
And I tell you, the turning point was...
when they put their prices up to seem really expensive. No.
It was when a friend of ours came here where we work and had a Black Bay 58 on him and let me wear it.
Game changer.
Changed everything. I had always gone into jewelers, ADs, wherever, and it just ignored the Tudor section entirely. Not even tried them on.
Yeah.
And that taught me, that moment of trying it on and going, oh, this is actually really special, that if you've got stupid rules, you're just going to miss out on cool watches.
But I think that's an entire issue all on its own, isn't it? Like, don't wear Tudor has like so much more of an argument. So the people that are still thinking, oh, I can't get Tudor, they have this in their mind. Yeah, but it's not a 911, is it? It's more of a Boxster.
Oh, it's not a Rolex.
If you get that, it's the poor man's.
I think
100% that has changed as they've come out with their new models in various ranges now. They've got awesome watches in each range.
I think one of the things that's really helped me accept them in recent years is the fact that the watches they're releasing look like Tudors and they don't look like Rolexes.
Yeah. If they did their chrono, their Black Bay chrono, to look like a Daytona,
I'd be icky.
Definitely,
I don't want to touch it.
an issue.
Yeah.
However, it's its own thing.
And here's a rule we just made up.
Yeah.
And here's me breaking it straight away. One of the watches that I've fallen in love with the most is the Zenith El Primero Chronograph Sport, which looks exactly like the Daytona.
Okay, so again...
so it's straight out the window.
The basis of all of this is we'll say stuff, it will sound like guidance and definitive, and it's our viewpoint from right now.
Yeah.
But bearing in mind, it will change.
Yes.
It will change. Don't rule anything out is 100% the way to look at it.
I want to tell you about a watch that I'm watching, and a segment that's going to come up every week, which is me venting.
Wait, you can't just do segments. I want flashy. I want TV style segments.
Wow. Okay, so run a title then. I want to let out the pent-up frustration I have of the watches that I'm looking at, and hopefully by me talking about them in this forum, I won't then go and buy them straight away.
It's a safe place to share.
But I feel like by looking at them, I'm going to end up buying them.
I don't mind, because I always get excited about the things that you're looking at, because you get to spend on it. I get to see if it was a good choice, bad choice. And by you being the first on the rope swing, I save.
All right, I've got the laptop out. It's got serious.
Okay.
I want to tell you...
What you watching?
I am watching, Pete, the Norqain Wild One.
AJ, I hear you.
Yes.
But isn't that quite an expensive watch?
It's a very expensive watch.
Justify your thoughts.
It's £4,500.
Yeah. Do you know what, though? I am kind of interested in Norqain. And do you know why?
Why?
Jean-Claude Bivet.
Okay. Yes, he is one of the boys. If you don't know about Norqain, perhaps you've been sleeping under a rock, or you don't know about it and, it's just a brand new thing to you. They did only start in 2018, so it's understandable. So there's a big question mark on why would you spend £4,000 on a brand that have only just come out? And that's just, it's very hard to justify that. I can't really argue with that as if that's the only point of the argument. They don't have history.
You could give them a list of reasons, though. I could pick out many things that would help me.
Yeah.
Jean-Claude Bivet.
Yes.
Right.
One of the board members.
That's because fanboy.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, fine.
Love it or hate it, I'm in the love camp.
Yeah.
And then tell me about the spec. That will convince me.
Yeah.
Or
just how it looks.
I'll walk.
I mean, it looks amazing. Straight away.
I'm on board with that.
Yeah.
That is an impressive dial.
It is an impressive dial.
But also what I'm getting there is a little bit of Jean-Claude influence.
Yeah, it's got, and this will divide people, but it's got that kind of craziness that Hublot did a few years ago. And now, obviously, Hublot's a Marmite brand, but that doing things differently. And that's where the whole Wild One name comes from. Beavers
absolutely love that.
Yeah, Beavers come into the brand. They already had some, I think it was called the Adventure Sport, and that was a Selita movement, Swiss-made kind of sports watch, clearly. And he's come in and said, I love what you're doing, but I want you to be the innovators. I want you to be the wild ones of the industry. So then they started the project Wild One.
Wait. Do you think that that's true, or did you just make it up? Because that's quite exciting. If it was true, let's just say it was true. Let's say it's true.
I read it on the internet. It's got to be true.
Yeah.
I saw it online, therefore fact.
Let's make it true from this day on, because that's a pretty cool story for why they named it.
So there's some big wins that they had. Obviously, John Claude Beaver then joining the board and helping with the design choices. Huge win. They managed to get themselves in loads of high-end jewelers with the Adventure Sport as well, which was really odd for a brand new brand. And then they get the partnership with Knissi. Knissi is Tudor's movement manufacturer.
Super exciting.
Yeah, and I think there's only 4 or 5 brands that have Knissi making their movements. Obviously, Tudor's one of them, Tag Heuer.
It's like a consolidation effort, isn't it, by the big brands?
Yes,
with their own movement,
so
shared manufacturing.
Tudor obviously set up this movement manufacturer. So Tudor is all of the Tudor movements, apart from the Breitling one that they've got. They do share the movement with Breitling as well. Tag Heuer, some of their watches. Norqain, and what was the other one? Fortis.
Okay, I don't know so much about
Fortis. Have got that case that's suspended. They're really lovely watches. We'll look at them in a future episode. So they've got a chronometer certified Knissi movement in the Wild One. So it's essentially a high-end Tudor movement that's in there. Now the price starts to feel like it's starting to make a bit more sense.
Okay.
The case is, it's like a type of carbon fiber as well. They're calling it Nortec.
Now, of course, why not? Why not? All the high-end companies name it their own thing.
They do. Breitling have done it with the endurance sport, and they call it like Bright Tech or something.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's essentially a type of carbon forged carbon fiber, but their idea with the Wild One was they want high-end movement, kind of boutique, beautiful, but it's a sports watch. So why is a sports watch not more robust? So
that's a wild thing to say.
Wait, what?
They've looked at it and gone, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Let's shake this up.
Yes. So this forged carbon fiber and suspended movement can withstand, they quote, 5,000 G of force.
I don't know anyone doing 5,000 G.
I don't even know what 5,000 G looks like.
Even on the motorbike? Nowhere near. Nowhere near.
If you fell off the motorbike.
Rocket ship?
Yeah, maybe. No, I doubt it.
As a Wild One project, maybe strap one to one of Elon's rockets.
As it crashes, see if it survives.
Maximum speed.
Maximum G. So yeah, it's like a type of hardcore carbon fiber and a shock-proofed movement. So you've got that high-end Tudor movement, a really sporty kind of construction, beautiful look. It weighs just 80 grams. So it's like a third of the weight of stainless steel and even less than titanium as well.
Okay, can I jump in there? Have you worn any really light watches?
I know where you're going with this.
It's a real concern for me.
Yeah, okay.
Weight
yes,
is the sign of quality.
It is heavy as a sign of quality.
So I always find that even when they're slim, like the Longines, if it's got a bit of weight, I don't mind it. I know that there's something quality going on there.
I think there is, as a general rule, I would agree with you that a slightly heavier watch feels more special.
Yeah.
That feel of steel on your skin is something that's quite special, isn't it? Like high quality metal on you. But I think there are some exceptions to this rule. And I think from what they're quoting anyway, and are desperate to try it on, that it feels very special when it's on. Somehow they've managed to capture the feeling of like high-end luxury, but in a lightweight sports case. I'm really intrigued by it.
It's one of those that makes me want to go to a store to feel
exactly
first.
That. Because there are red flags for certain. Like you said, there was very recently we were in an ADs and we tried on the new carbon fiber Tudor Pelagos.
Yeah.
It didn't do it for me
there.
at all. It felt like plastic. It felt like a moon swatch.
Yeah.
That's saying something.
Yeah. Sometimes the weight of it immediately, before you even start looking and making excuses to love it.
Yeah.
I don't want to make too much of a deal about it, but 80 grams, if it doesn't have everything else bang on, could just be too light and feel like a very...
It's another one, I believe it's 40, yes, 42 millimeter as well.
Okay, so
it's tricky for you.
That box ticked though. Happy to try it.
You are happy to try that, are you? Okay. The lug length is 49, so you'll definitely get away with it on an 8-inch wrist.
Yeah. So this one, just as a comparable, 41 by 49.
Yeah, so 49.
So I can kind of go, it's going to wear about the same.
Yeah. It also has almost a Milanese style, when it looks like beads of rice, but it's like rubber or silicone, that kind of Milanese style strap as well. That's integrated into the case.
There's lots of things that are kind of hard to get with here. 80 grams.
Very light.
Very light. Not a precious metal in sight.
Yeah, none at all.
Including the strap.
Yeah. £4,500.
I don't know why I still like the idea of it, because it's so far away from the things that are go-to at £4,000.
And what I particularly love about it is that it doesn't look like anything else. And I've got a real thing for finding, if it's expensive watches, or even if it's the micro brands or the smaller stuff, or the kind of Phoenix brands like Doxat, when they look like them and nothing else.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. There's a discomfort with having something that people mistake for being something else.
100%.
Rather than a joy from it, it's kind of uncomfortable because it's, oh, wow, you're wearing a Rolex. No, it's not. It's not. I bought it because it looks like one. But how uncomfortable that moment is. So, to have something that is very much its own thing,
I think
it's really nice. If anything, and I hope you don't mind me saying, because it comes from a good place, it's very much like a fusion stroke Big Bang. It's got a style of fusion with an impact of Big Bang.
Yeah. Oh, no, I take that one. You can see Beaver's fingerprints all over it. You can see the Beaver's fingerprints all over it.
But if you go one further than that, anyone that dislikes that, just look down at your wrist. If you've got a luxury watch on that is not on a bracelet, thank Jean-Claude Beaver.
Yeah. Yeah, the use of rubber and silicone straps on high-end watches.
It was really the turning point of the move, and yet I know loads of people that are into watches that don't like a Hublot, but yet are wearing an expensive watch on a strap.
I'm willing to not make a rule about Hublot until I get a chance to actually spend some time with one. Because it's very easy to listen to idiots like us on the internet and go, Hublot's rubbish. And not really understand why it's rubbish.
I never said that.
No, but I mean...
but I never said that.
You know.
No, so here we are.
Yeah. Making rules.
Our first meeting.
Yeah.
It is not rubbish.
No, okay.
I've put one on my wrist.
Yeah.
I wish it went further.
Oh, you wish you put it in the box.
But this is another problem that I can share here. I tend to have a built-in tendency to love things before asking the price.
Oh, that's a problem with watch collecting, full stop.
Yeah, and then go, maybe not today.
Yeah.
Maybe not today. But I found Hublot so impressive that it almost hurts when people say they hate it, because I just can't understand your viewpoint. But okay, so I'm in that camp. I'm just making that known.
Yes. Yeah, okay. I'm willing to reserve judgment on them until I get to spend some time with one on my wrist. Because there's a lot I like about it, and there's a lot I can tip my hat and go, that's important in watch design post Hublot, post Beaver's involvement in that brand. So I'll totally take it on board with the Norqain Wild One. There is that DNA in there for certain.
Yeah.
I think it pushes it into a slightly more special place, personally.
When was the last time you looked at the website?
Norqain Wild One?
Yeah.
Are we doing a bit of an admission?
Yeah.
Probably.
I just want to know, because you're talking about this very favourably.
Yeah. Well, I was looking at it about 30 minutes ago. Let's be honest.
Okay. If I said prior to that,
about an hour before that.
Yesterday?
Yes.
Day before
yes.
that? So it's something that you keep
I keep
revisiting.
going back to it. Yeah, I keep looking at it.
So
I'm gonna buy one. It's just a matter of time.
It's gone that far. You
I
know,
think so.
you know there's going to be an issue.
I think the tipping point for me is if I see a good offer on one, it's done.
Yeah.
It's done. There's no question.
Yeah.
And then I just have to justify
it's enough
it.
to push me over the edge.
Can this show justify that? Like me buying that watch?
Yeah. So I've already dealt with the foundations there.
Yeah, okay.
If you see anything new, obviously it's just work.
Oh, I'm just buying it for work.
Yeah.
Just testing it for
There's
work.
new things to talk about and stuff. So that's why.
And the premise of the show is we listen and we don't judge.
Yeah.
So if I turn up with it, I don't want any of you to judge me. Just listen and
then understand
my problems.
Yeah. It is a real problem watch.
So I was going to say, I think it's got the DNA of Hublot, but I think it pushes it a little bit further by being completely different, but also having that... having the Kinesi movement in there, I think elevates them to a very special place. I think that was a masterstroke.
It does make it a purchase for those that know.
Yes.
And those that don't go, I like the look of it.
Yeah. What's that?
Or do they go,
oh, that's one of those. And time will tell how it's going to be received, because there's every possibility it's going to go the way of Hublot. When I look at any content online about them, like dedicated reviews and stuff, that's all I see in the comments.
Yeah, then they're doing a great job then.
They are.
In my mind, that's 100% what I want. I would back that.
Yeah.
Because the old school past, we all like the heritage, but I hate the old school opinions.
Yeah.
That kind of keep everything.
You have to wear a suit to do this.
Yeah, you don't. And when you go into an authorised dealer, you don't need to be French.
No.
You don't need to be wearing a skinny suit.
French.
Yeah, you don't.
This is taking pot shots specifically at one very close to us.
I'm just saying, you don't have to be.
Yeah.
You don't have to be.
Yeah.
And it could be more relaxed.
And you don't have to drink champagne either.
No, I mean, I don't know. Everywhere kind of in the UK, ADs typically style themselves off of like a Harrods mentality.
Very much.
Just relax. Relax. I'm going to spend money with you. Just relax.
Yeah, I would happily. I think there's space in the market for that new generation. I guess Time and Tide do quite a good job of that. In that kind of, it's not a jeweler's. It's a place to go and explore watches, and everyone's a little bit more dressed down, a little bit more chilled. You want to try a watch on? Kind of sit down, have a coffee. Let's talk about this watch.
What a lovely thing to be doing.
Yeah.
I could spend plenty of time
money
in that environment.
There.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I would love that. But AJ, my next segment.
Oh, yes. Okay.
You don't want to hear about what I'm watching? Okay.
No, I don't want to hear about what you're watching.
Have I got any segment?
Yes, I actually challenged you at the start.
Oh, we're going to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do that.
It's a challenge that we set each other before the start of each episode. And this week it's your turn to do homework.
You're going to be impressed with this. Yeah.
I set you the task of finding 5 great watches with NH35 movements that are going to sway me into buying one.
Yeah.
And so I get to pick one at the end.
I'm going to have to revamp all of that because that's a terrible title.
It's a bit long and verbose, I know.
I'm going to go with something else, but you'll see that in a second.
Okay. Tell me what your title is. I want to know. Because I need you to convince me.
It's got to be
5
great NH35 watches.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Needs. Maybe we can focus group it, see what the comments say, refine it.
Better than that. Watches that make you want to buy an NH35.
Wow. There we go. And absolutely right. So your task was to find 5 watches with an NH35 movement.
Yeah.
So hopefully they're affordable too.
Yeah.
That's going to convince me, a lover of Swiss movements, to buy an NH35 watch.
AJ, I have really done my homework. You're going to love it.
I'm excited. Okay.
I've gone for a mixture of styles. I picked one just thinking about you.
I was hoping you'd pick 5 thinking about me. That was the challenge.
Part of it is, I like that.
Did you pick out 4 watches that you like and then at the end went, God, find one for AJ?
I did brush over it and make a special effort. Yeah.
So basically what happened was you went watch shopping.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. As long as we know where we're at.
Totally justified.
No, it's fine.
Totally justified. AJ, first up, I have the Dan Henry 1970 automatic diver.
Okay, straight up, I love the colour.
Yeah.
A mixture of grey and orange.
It's a kind of diver watch style.
Yeah.
Dual crown, right?
Oh.
So you've got the inner bezel movement. So you turn the 2 o'clock crown to rotate the inner bezel.
Oh, so the dive time's on the inside. So the bezel's on the inside.
A bit like a kind of GMT movement.
Yeah, I like that. It's different.
With NH35 inside.
Okay, I know nothing about Dan Henry, the brand.
Doesn't matter.
Tell me something about
I can give you a little bit about him.
Yeah.
Right. Brazilian watch collector.
Right.
Called Dan Henry.
It's a very British name for a Brazilian watch collector.
He's just a dude, right?
Is that his real name?
It's what I found on Wikipedia.
It's got to be true.
So it's true.
Is he really? There's a Brazilian called Dan Henry.
Now, at this point, I accept there's one common feel that people have.
Yeah.
I don't want a person's name on my watch. So if that rules it out for you, I have got other options, but I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, okay.
You've got Dan Henry, the Brazilian.
Yeah. Do you have a problem with that? A person's name on the dial?
It's not something I personally have, no.
Here's the thing.
But I know that people do, but it depends on the name. Like if he was called, I don't know, Roderick Smith.
Well, I think there is a Roger Smith, isn't there? Watch brand.
Roger Smith is someone in the industry, but
anyway,
even he didn't choose to put his name on the dial.
I think there's a made up name thing as well, like Christopher Ward.
Christopher Ward is perfect example.
And they
of
really
made up name.
in my mind, they really kicked off in their popularity when they ditched the name off the dial.
Yeah, but
when
then
they went for that flag.
That's
logo.
because they had an incredible graphic designer. Whoever did that logo,
it doesn't get paid enough
of the Swiss flag next to the Union Jack flag.
Yeah,
genius.
Anyway, Dan Henry.
Dan Henry. Right?
So he's some Brazilian dude.
He's a Brazilian dude
from the.
It's a micro brand.
Obviously, I get that.
I don't know where he's based currently.
What
he could be in China.
Are they new? Are they old? We don't know.
I can tell you. Okay. It's maybe a bit of fake history, the fact that it's a 1970s inspired dive watch.
It does have a 70s feel to it, and I like that about it.
Right. 40mm case.
Quite small then for a diver.
Stainless steel.
Yeah, nice.
Reasonable weight, right? So, has a huge wrist presence. 45mm lug to lug, right?
14.8 thick.
14.8 thickness.
So it's thick.
Yeah, it's a chunker. Now, that's one thing that's a kind of common thread with all NH35s. It's a decent sized movement.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get really thin watches with this.
I'll say that with, there's a helm that I have. Not that it's an NH35, but it's a small case. It's a 40mm case again, and a short lug to lug like that is, but is equally thick. And because of that thickness, it carries a bit more presence on your wrist. So you get away with a slightly smaller case.
I like that. I love the weight. So stainless steel case, 14.8 on the thickness. You've got that dual crown with the 2 o'clock crown turning the inner bezel. You've got sapphire coated, double domed mineral crystal with anti-reflective treatment.
Okay.
You've got loads of lume with their featured Luminova, and it comes with a black rubber strap.
Right. Tell me that's affordable, because it's cool, but it's not like I've got a ceiling price in my head of no more than £500 for this watch.
For an NH35?
Yeah.
Okay. Automatic?
Yes.
Sapphire glass?
Yeah. Seiko movement?
Dual crown?
Yeah, that's cool.
Turning that inside?
I like that orange and grey.
Yeah. 239.
239.
Automatic.
Pounds?
For an automatic watch.
Can you buy it in the UK, or is it an import job?
You can buy it in the UK. It's available.
Okay.
So, like, that is a real solid option for you.
Oh, and I'm seeing there, you've got, it's like that black, like a tropical styled strap as well. It's nice. Okay. Quality first choice.
Good option. But I'm not done.
I'm reserving judgment until I see the other four.
AJ, look, I've been digging out. I went over to what is available from Francais.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You picking out some of the great
The Chronofix Asterix.
Okay.
Right, so I grew up with Asterix.
Yes.
I loved the cartoon.
Yeah.
It had a weird French Romany kind of vibe.
Well, that's where it was set, so that makes sense.
So, history of this brand.
Yeah.
Really old brand, Chronofix, French brand.
Yes.
Kind of died out until a French entrepreneur and some Danish dude joined up together, convinced the owner to let them take the brand forward.
Yeah. What I love straight away.
Yeah.
We said it earlier. I said it about the Norqain Wild One as well. I love when watches aren't trying to be other watches. So
this is definitely the case.
It has its own identity. It could be a sense of fun. It can just be a style guide that they're going off. And this, what is it, the Chronofix?
The Chronofix Asterix.
I love the playfulness on the dial. Asterix kicking the number 8 out the way. That's cool. There's little features that I really like. There's the date window is in Roman numerals as well to fit in with the kind of Asterix Obelix.
Yeah, it could be 7 or 8 o'clock. I don't know Roman numerals well enough to tell you which one it is, but he's kicked it across the dial.
It's 8. He's kicked 8 across.
Yeah.
And it is the date is the 14th.
That's great.
So what's great about this is not only does it look cool, you're also learning.
Learn along. Yeah.
All right. So tell me some other vital specs.
So that's the kind of background of it. You've got this French resurgence of a brand. So the company started out in 1857, kind of went into the shadows, rebirth.
1857.
But in the rebirth of this company, so 1857, they would have been pocket watches, right?
Yeah.
Most watch brands that were pre-World War II were pocket watches. Yeah. And then they went into wristwatches. Yeah. So they've got a history. You'll find loads of things along those lines. This particular watch, right? So where do you want me to start with it?
Case size.
37 millimeter.
Oh.
It's on the small side. It's not for me. I'm shopping for you. I just think it's cool.
Do you think I'm a child? I'm just curious.
37. However, it does sound like it wears decent. 46 mil lug to lug. So it's going to be on the small side, all right? But your 7-inch wrist?
7-inch wrist.
Okay, so it's going to be a little bit clipped. 6.5-inch wrist, amazing.
Yes.
It's going to be a
6-inch
little
wrist,
bit
which is
small.
kind of average. We all know 6 inches are average.
Right. Thickness, 12.8.
So it's thick as well.
A decent size. Again, common theme with
Sapphire,
that NH35. You've got the sapphire resistant glass, adjustable black leather strap, but I didn't tell you one thing. Let me give you the price first. 332 quid.
That's really good value.
Now the bit I didn't tell you.
Yeah.
You might not be able to buy one.
Right, okay. That does kind of limit my interest.
They're only available in drops.
So like waiting lists.
So they'll do a batch.
Do you know, I brought up Helm earlier, the Komodo. They do that as well. They do batch drops. Studio Underdog do batch drops. It's not uncommon, and I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah, so it's limited.
It does feel like you're getting something special, doesn't it?
But by drop.
Okay. I liked the design.
Yeah.
It's got all the right specs. Sapphire, cool movement, cool design. It's probably too small. So currently it's second placed out of 2.
Okay. Fortunately, I've got more options for you.
Well, you better. You're supposed to have 5.
This is where I come in strong.
Coming in
Think
hot.
of AJ.
Yeah.
Think of AJ.
Yeah.
Don't look for yourself. Think of AJ. Now, I know you're a bit of a camera
Can I just say you were supposed to do that with all 5? Sounds like...
I did. I did. Yeah. The Nodus Obscura. Now, this watch, AJ, is all about you. Look at that.
Now, I've heard of Nodus. They did a collaboration with Raven, I think it was. A really nice titanium watch. I was genuinely quite interested in it.
This is another collab. But let me tell you about this. It's a special edition for beers and cameras.
Oh, that's tidy.
This watch, on the bezel, instead of being a tachometer, a pulsometer, those kind of things that are typically seen, or chronometer, right?
Yeah.
Right? This one adjusts for the aperture and ISO on your camera.
Wait, you're preaching to the choir here. You're trying to appeal to my inner camera geek.
Yeah.
I see what you've done. Okay.
Anyway, look, it's. I'll
just say that scored you points.
I was hoping it would.
It scored you points.
I was hoping it would. Now Now, let me tell you about this particular watch. So,
Give me the vital specs because I love the design.
Nodus have been around for about 8 years. They do loads of camera collab. They do loads of collabs.
Yes.
This one being with a camera, I knew would stand out to you. But this California micro brand, AJ, have dropped a 40 millimeter
Good size.
dive watch.
All right.
Now, 47 mil lug to lug.
Perfect fit for me. This is perfect so far.
Box. I know you like this. We talked about it
box
earlier.
sapphire.
Box sapphire crystal.
Yes.
With the blue anti-reflective coating on the underside.
Right. Can I just say I absolutely adore blue anti-reflective coating.
When it's on the outside, it gives you a bit of a tint. On the inside, it's more subtle, but it can't be scratched off.
And yes, a really good point. And it just gives. There's one brand that does it, micro brand, a Spinnaker do it.
Yeah.
They put blue anti-reflective coating on, and it just gives it such an elegant look. Breitling have been doing it. I know the Chronomats that I've got and the Windrider one that you've got have it as well. It gives it such a special feeling.
Yeah.
You get that
absolutely
glint of blue.
I know I'm ticking loads of boxes
You're
here.
preaching to the choir on this one. This might be the best NH35 watch ever.
Swiss Super Luminova.
Yeah.
Sports. The sports bezel covers the camera ISO and the aperture, which I told you about.
I love that.
Yeah. 3-link bracelet from 20 mil to 16. So even under the wrist, it only drops to 16. Okay, move on.
That's a minus point, okay? Too much taper. I'm just going to say the words Christopher Ward to you. They do too much taper.
Too much taper.
Okay, but...
it is available in a rubber strap, and it's got a great movement.
It's an NH38 you've written there. That's weird.
Like I say, it's got a great movement. And this one, you probably want to know the price on it.
Wait, no. You can't gloss over the movement. Your job was to find 5 great NH35s, and you found a great NH38.
Imagine, right, NH35.
Right.
Hour, minute, second, and date complication.
Yes.
Right. Imagine that you love my choice that much that the loom is taking over a place in your heart. You've got that Beer and Cameras logo full of loom.
Love
right?
it, yeah.
That you think, I don't actually care about the date.
Well, quite often, I will say, I was just looking to see, this one's got a date window, but I quite enjoy when it doesn't have a date window, personally, because they can clutter the dial up.
And I was thinking about you.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know an NH35 has the date movement.
And sometimes.
But does he need that complication in his life?
Do you know what? I'll give them points for this because there are some smaller brands that will still use the NH35 and just hide the date underneath the dial.
Yeah, and then you find yourself still having to move the crown out 2 clicks.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking thinking of that. And now, AJ, £519 in your British money.
Oh.
But it's
on the edge.
But it's
special.
Yeah.
And you've thought of me, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I love the look. I actually really enjoy just even the aesthetics of the bezel.
Yeah.
That blue anti-reflective coating. It's beautiful. I think it would probably look better on a strap than the bracelet.
I've even mixed up before you overlook it. Look at the hour hand. Look at the little arrow.
Yeah.
It's like,
arrowed hour hand.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
There's a lot to love here.
Yeah.
I've got a question mark on the price. That's all.
I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on because, you know, you're tricky to please.
I'll just say this. It's currently joint first out of 3.
That's good. AJ, you didn't bolt when I gave you somebody's name on a watch.
No, I didn't.
I thought, I'll risk it and see how it goes.
Because if it's your name, I'm not wearing it.
I want to stick with as much coolness as I can throw in to my top 5 NH35s, right?
Yes.
This one is from Elliot Brown, and it's the Holton Automatic.
Right. I need to know more about Elliot Brown. I don't know if this is the forum to find out.
It's fine. I can do a little bit more. Okay, so they're based in the UK. Poole, Dorset.
Oh, that's just around the corner from us.
They create watches that are based on their environmental needs. Poole in Dorset, kind of cows in a field and dropping over a cliff. There's beaches and sea.
There's dairy-themed watches? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm saying
snorkels for cows?
They're kind of outdoorsy. They're outdoorsy.
I'm jesting with you.
Right, so that's the general vibe.
Yeah.
However, how's this for the UK? Not only have Christopher Ward kind of accelerated out of that kind of micro brand bracket, Elliot Brown, exactly the same. So we've now got these big guns in the UK. And that's because we don't really look at them as a micro brand because they've got distributors around the world.
There's something interesting happening in Dorset, I have to say, because you've got Elliot Brown, you've got Night Watches.
Night Watches who are doing awesome
stuff.
And
I believe D-Trash are based in Poole as well, in Dorset.
It's like a hotspot.
Maybe they're all in the same office.
It sounds like a wicked weekend away.
I think we should go to Dorset. I wanted to ask to know more because I've seen them pop up regularly on different jewelers now. I know that, not that we're affiliated to any of them, but like AMJ, I see them there. Time and Tide, I believe, are holding some Elliot Browns as well. So I've seen them pop up and go, I don't know where this brand's come from. It felt like it could have, when you find a new brand, it's like, is this legit or is this just rubbish? Is this just like some kind of Chinese name slap or is it actually a genuine thing?
Yeah, okay.
So you need to find out.
Because for a UK brand, they've actually got loads of stockists around the world. So you go, how is this UK company literally popping up with loads of cool stuff? This one,
let's
AJ.
have a look at it.
Okay, it's a 43 millimeter dive watch.
I like it.
Looks like the coolest AJ watch I've seen.
I like the black PVD. Okay, so here's the thing. I love black PVD coated watches. I love how they look. They fill me with fear is the only problem.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Clumsiness fear.
My own clumsiness.
Night on the beer fear.
Oh, just sat at the desk. Just sat at the desk doing your work.
Clunk.
One little clunk. And it's all over.
It's all in the junk. As they say.
That's another pun. That's your second strike.
Oh, right.
I do love how that looks. I love the fact that the crown's at like the 4 o'clock.
It's, okay, one love I have for watches. I don't want to make up watch rules that I'm going to break in the future.
But you're going to make one up. I like it. Let's go.
An immediate love. And it's an authentic thing.
Yeah.
Right? I like to be able to look at the watch and immediately read the time. And I know that sounds super ridiculous. Like, well, of course you need to see the time. No. Look, some chronographs can be guilty of being too busy, too complicated. Immediately you can read the time.
Yes, yeah.
It's very, very super simple to view the time.
It's obviously a dive watch, but it's got a look of like a tool, kind of almost a field watch look to it.
Yeah, so you've got a stainless steel case, double thickness, matte gunmetal PVD coating on this.
I like it, yeah.
A little bit safer than what you may have with some of those cheaper based watches where there's a little scuff. Okay, so certainly the entry quartz versions of these PVD coatings, they're
DLC coating,
You've got scratch resistant sapphire 2.8 millimeter crystal treated anti-reflective coating on the glass on this one. Also, it uses the NH35, so top points for Pete on this one. But it is housed in an in-house, unique anti-shock suspension system.
All right, okay. Huge points for that. Huge points. Because they've taken the NH35 and done something slightly different with it.
Yeah.
And I like that.
They've put it in their own carefully placed cradle.
Well, it's not talked about enough. Like shock resistance in movements is not talked about enough. And especially if you're making a sporty watch like this, I go back to the conversation about Norqain. Why aren't they more protected inside? You're making a dive watch, a sports watch, and you're just sticking an NH35 inside a normal stainless steel case. It's very vulnerable to impact. Even like too much fast movement. I know you do a lot of fast movement with your hands.
Yeah. Sometimes it can be vigorous.
If you're too vigorous.
But I'm not saying we need like Norqain levels of G's, but like 5,000 G's.
But huge kudos for them for doing something.
Yeah.
And doing something different.
Strap-wise, this one's on black, but there's also a grey available. And then there's only one thing left to tell you about.
Okay, can I guess a price?
All those things I've told you, double PVD coated.
Yeah, it is, and it's shock resistant. And the last one was over 500, so I've got a feeling that this one is also going to be.
Okay.
Is it over 700 though?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I've actually got some really good news for you. It's under £700. So anyway, I'll give you some other options.
It's under 7. What is the actual price?
$695.
Right. And what was the size of the case again? Was it 42, did you say?
Yeah, so we're going a little
43.
bit bigger on this one with 43.
Okay. So it's big. It's a big boy. That feels like, can I just say, it's more of a you watch than a me watch. Like you've gone shopping for yourself.
Yeah, I do really like it, but I think you're like the fact that I like it for you.
I'm going to reserve score on it until the end because we're now on the final one.
Okay.
So I don't want to give away where I'm at.
This, AJ, is the Unimatic U1 Classic.
Oh, wait.
So I've
Stop.
gone. Okay.
You've won. I
just like that?
absolutely love this watch. I love Unimatic in general.
Okay. Let me tell you
So
about
it's
the
already
UC1
won.
before you decide. So obviously this is a classic military style watch.
Gorgeous.
It's the sort that you would expect the British Royal Navy
I would say
to be getting when they pick up their uniform and here's a watch.
I'd say it's more like the Italian Navy have picked it up.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, it's got a bit more style to it.
I'm going to give you some details.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because you obviously know a bit about this company. So they're based in Milan, right? And it's an Italian micro brand. Obviously, it's Italian, and it's a micro brand, right?
Yeah.
This is a 41.5 mil case. It wears big with a 49 lug to lug.
Love it.
It's a 316 brushed stainless steel case.
Yes,
2.5 mil thick double domed sapphire with anti-reflective coating on the inside, AJ.
Yes.
And you've got all the loom that you could want. It's a C3 pale green loom.
Oh, I love it.
It's
Yes.
got that real old school kind of hint of green to it. Black heavy duty nylon field strap. I don't call them that other word anymore. I call
We're
them
not allowed
field.
to say the N word, are we?
No.
On TV?
No, we don't say it. It's a field strap.
I adore this resurgence of like 1950s and 60s styled watches, especially those early divers, coming back with like the modern sensibilities, bigger cases, the sapphire instead of acrylic. Oh, this.
How are you with the strap type on this?
Okay, I do have.
Because if you go and watch shopping, it might not necessarily be the first thing you think of. I'm going to go out today, buy a watch that's only on a NATO strap.
Yeah.
I said it. I didn't
You
mean
said
to
the
say
N
it.
word.
On a field strap. On a field strap.
I would be willing to forgive it because it does fit the design really well on this, but I would instantly be strap shopping. I know I would.
Okay.
I do like strap shopping. It's one of my favorite things to do now.
Yeah.
I would be looking probably for a black silicone for that or black rubber. Maybe I would be trying to do something crazy with a color as well. I might be like going an opposite color in there somewhere.
Or maybe go for that old-fashioned loom green.
Yes.
On the strap.
Yeah.
You got that lovely little pip on the bezel there as well.
It's really cool. I love the minimalist design on the dial. It's very uncluttered.
It's super simple, isn't it? Like that is a very, very pure watch.
I think without realizing it, what you've done with this one, is pick out the perfect AJ watch.
Yeah. So I think at that point I might put the price just down in the comments for you anyway and move
How
on.
much is this one?
No.
And is it Seiko NH35 or did you break the rules again?
It's the Seiko NH35
that's
movement,
good,
which I didn't even cover because that was the Italian excitement.
Yes.
You know when it's Italian because
Well, and because you are Italian, you're very natural to you.
Yeah.
We
just get all of a sudden
Testicica.
Testicica? No. no, darling.
How much is it?
It's £525.
I would buy that in a heartbeat.
You would?
I'd buy that
You would?
in a heartbeat.
I didn't know if that would be a game changer for you.
No, it's not. See, I made a rule at the start.
Yeah.
Has to be below 500. And I broke it within 30 minutes.
Wow. Okay, because this is the thing. With military watches, they're super simple. That's part of the beauty of them.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure on that, whether it would tick the box or not.
No, for me, particularly at the moment, I really love this simplistic matching of a bezel to the face of the watch. There's a few that are doing it really nicely at the moment. I think there's an Echo Neutra that I really love that I'm going to talk about in another episode. There's quite a few. I could go on and on. But this kind of resurgence of like late 50s, early 60s styling, very clean, simple, there's something really kind of timeless about it.
Do you know what? I'm not going to let you go on and on.
Oh, don't lock it.
That I won't lock it. I won't look.
No, because I wanted to give you my order.
Okay, you're going to do that, are you? I was just going to say, look, next week.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to come to you before the show.
Okay.
With my own list.
What are you going to challenge me with that? Do you know?
Well, do you want me to share now?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we are. I've already wrote it out, so we'll ruin the surprise, right?
I need to know what my homework is.
I'm going to ask you to find me 5 great watches under £1,000. But for them, now that they know, it's a reason to come back. Okay. So, right. I mean, you're going to have to subscribe to pop back and see what's going on.
Easily, I'll go in reverse order for those of you that are in reverse order. I would say last place.
Oh, you're scrolling through all of them and deciding where they sit in your order.
In my order.
Okay.
Last place was the Addicts one. It's just too small for me.
Oh, okay.
I like it.
Yeah,
too small.
Too small.
I would then say 4th place is the Obscura.
Disappointed at that. I really did think it was all you, but I did pick the NH38 movement.
Because of the NH38 movement, it's lost, I'm afraid. I do like it. I don't like it enough.
Note to self for the future. I just try harder.
And then I think 3rd place is the Dan Henry.
I'm impressed with that.
Yeah, that was an impressive one. 4th place is the Elliot Brown. Or 2nd place, sorry, is the Elliot Brown.
Yeah.
I just like it's different. It's different. They've done something good with the movement. But the easy winner by a million miles, and I might actually go and buy it later today.
It's the UC1.
Yeah, the Unimatic. It's gorgeous, man. I'm there for it.
Yeah, I really like that. The button's on the top.
How do you turn these things off? Yeah.
It's called an iPad.
At least is it new? When did they come out?
Oh, it's product placement. Let's put an affiliate link down below and we could sell some and make some money.
Well, I like that. There you go.
Yeah. Product placement. Apple logos everywhere.
Well, I think that's a really nice way to round it off. A first episode, an opportunity for us to share our watch addictions.
It feels
for you to
like
unburden yourself.
Safe space.
A safe space. We listen and we don't judge.
Yeah.
I now have 2 watches that I need to buy, which has actually made my problem worse.
Yeah, because you did start off with
just 1. And now there's 2.
Yeah. So that will be your search history taken over. What's in your search history? Maybe drop down in the comments. Share it only if it's watch related. We don't want any smuts.
Yeah, ask a question for the comments, not necessarily what's in your search history.
Yeah, no, please don't.
How many bookmarked watches do you have?
Oh,
in your
this
tab,
is so we can really gauge the people that are dropping in.
Yeah,
how obsessed they are.
Because do you do what I do and either keep a list in a notepad or bookmarks on your browser?
You're a special type of nerd, though.
Yeah, I do both. I do both, genuinely. I want to know how many bookmarked watches you currently have in your browser.
Yeah, I know there's a few people that will drop in with
multiples,
a big list.
Yeah,
big list.
Anything else they should do?
There's all the normal stuff. Well, it's YouTube. If you've been here before, if you've just watched something else, there's other stuff on after us. You can just select that. So if you've got a night on the TV, great. If you're sat on the toilet, not so great. But glad we've been there for you.
If you've been sat on the toilet, it's been like an hour, guys. Your family miss you and stuff.
There's buttons down there. You know what to do. If you want to find out what AJ does with his top 5 watches for under £1,000, you're going to have to hit that subscribe.
All right, see you next time.
Bye, everyone.